Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe and in today's video I want to talk about the books I read in March. A short disclaimer in the beginning of the video. I was sick the whole March. Okay, this is not true. I worked exactly, I think, 8 days. Then I had a couple of days free and the rest of it I was sick. So I spent the most of my time reading because I couldn't do anything else in the time I was sick. So this is why I read so much. And with much I mean that I read 18 books in March, and this is around, for the people who love stats, it's about 8,492 pages. And the craziest part is I write down how much hours I listen to audiobooks, because this was insane. I listened to 70 hours in 8 minutes to audiobooks. And because I have much to talk about, let's start talking. I will start now talking about the books because I had a lot. So to complete the stats, like I said, I read 18 books. This was 8,492 pages. I listened to 70 hours of audiobooks. My rating was that I have 1 5-star, 6 4 stars, 8 3 stars, 3 2 stars, and this was an average rating of 3.37 stars. So it was not that good, but it was better than the rest of the month, so I will take it. I read 8 books physical, and I read 10 books as an audiobook, 5 books as an ebook. 2 of them was in Kindle Unlimited and 2 of them was an ARC. I need to say about the numbers that there are more because I switched for the most of the books that I had physical or as an ebook. I switched to the audiobook version or listened to the audiobook while reading the physical copy of it. I don't know, but my eyes couldn't handle words in March. And I know I will start talking about the books. So I think let's start with the 2 stars. The first 2 star I had in the month was a book that I got as an ARC. This is a German neo-adult book. So I will not talk about much of this, but I didn't like this because I talked about this in my vlog, in my weekly vlog, that this boy in the story was so dramatic and I didn't like him or the female main character. So the story felt really flat for me, and also there was a huge like cliffhanger in the end of book 1, and this is a trilogy, and no, it was just a no for me. But I think many people will like this. Like this is, I think, great book for people that are new in the new adult genre. But for me, I read so much in this genre, I can't read stuff like that anymore with the same tropes. Like, I mean, I obviously requested a book. Like, this was my fault, but I didn't expect that book being like every other book in the new adult genre. So I think sometimes I wish that people do something different in her new adult books. The next book that was a 2-star for me was Her Villains by Jay Presley. This was a Kindle Unlimited book where this was a reverse harem story where a female character marries 4 men, and the men are based on Marvel characters, like based on Thor, Loki, Captain America and Iron Man, which was listen, it was not good. The story, the world building was trash, but it was better than other Kindle Unlimited stories that I read, or also like traditional published stories with smut in it. Like, there are a lot of worse books out there. The world building was not that bad. The characters were also not that bad. I liked each relationship by its own. I really liked, like with female male character with like, I don't know, Thor or stuff like that. I liked them. The only thing that I didn't like, why I ended up giving this 2.5 stars, was that the men are brothers. This is why I ended up giving this 2 stars. While I hate incest plots. I mean, who not? So let's move on. The other 2 stars I had this month was A Discovery of Witches. This hurts, this really hurts in my soul. This was for the book club pick from Lucy's channel. And my main issue with that is that this book, it's about Diana. She knows that she's a witch. She knows that. We come to the point. She opens a book that is spellbounded, and she noticed that there's a spell on it, and ignored that part, put it back, and the book was gone. And now everyone is behind her because she opened the book, and the book that is gone. And she's searching for the book with Matthew. And here's where my issue starts. She knows that she's a witch, but she's untrained. She can't do anything. It's giving me like YA fantasy vibes, where the 16-year-old girl discovered that she has powers, but Diana in the book is like in her early 30s, so she's a lot older than you will originally read in YA fantasy. And this book is not an adult book. This is a YA fantasy book with adults. You can't convince me otherwise, because this book was copied and pasted of Twilight. Like the amount of things that happen in the book that was literally the same in Twilight or Breaking Dawn was insane. I hate the relationship between Matthew and Diana. This was so insta-love that it was really creepy. The man, Matthew, told his friend, this was happening in the 3rd chapter or stuff like that, that he lost Diana after talking to her once. They talked once, and he said, I love her. And the amount of stuff that happened in the end with the relationship, it was really creepy and, in my opinion, manipulative. So you have Diana, who was like in her early 30s. She has a doctor in alchemy. She prepares for some, I don't know, speech or stuff like that. And yeah, this is all gone now in the end of the book. I don't like it. Like, no. I think every time now when I read a book about a so much older man, like Matthew in the book is 1,500 years old. Every time I read now a book with a man in the story, like a YA book with a man in the story, who is, I don't know, 500 years, and the girl in the story is 18, I would think it's okay. Because I know that there is out there a Discovery of Witches, and I can always compare it to that. And it's okay. Okay, these were my 2 stars. I can go more into depth of A Discovery of Witches, why I didn't like it, but I want to keep this video short, and also I don't want to spoil anything to you, because my rant about this will be, I don't know, 30 minutes long and full of spoilers. So, but I can understand why people liking it. Let's say it like that. So then let's go to the 3 stars, which is a lot. So the first 3 stars I had this month was of the Fiery Cross from Diana Gabaldon. The more I think about this book, it's obviously more 2 stars when I'm honest, but I will keep it like that for a moment. This didn't take me too long to read this book. I will not go into depth about what's going on in the Fiery Cross, I don't know, because it's the 5th book in the Outlander series. This will be a huge spoiler for all the other books, so we're not talking about... It didn't take me that long to read this actually, like the other ones. It took me only 1.5 months to finish the Fiery Cross. The last book, the 4th book, took me 6 months, so I make a progress here. But the fact of what I didn't like in the book is that this book had the same plot over and over. But you know what? I changed my rating to 2 stars. Okay, this is a 2-star book. Because this book has the same fucking plot over and over again in the same book. You get the same plot, the shocking moment, 3 times in the book, I think. At least this is what I can remember. Then there's a lot of fetish going on in the book that I didn't like. It grossed me out, and like this book, I don't know how many pages it said, 1,200, I don't know. And I swear to you, there is some fetish going on. I hope in the next one someone's sucking on someone's tit so that this fetish is finally gone, or they just living the moment of sucking on her tit. This sounds like I'm extreme now, but it was literally the fetish of it, okay? Someone can please, someone of the characters in the book, can someone please finally give in the fetish and sucking on this milk tit. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Oh god, I think I've lost now many followers. It was nice to have you here. But I swear to you, it gets better. Now we're coming to books that I'm not so pissed about. So I read Untouchable by Tali Hibbert. This is it's the second book of a series. It's I think the series is called a Ravenshood story or stuff like. I will link this down in the description down below. But in Untouchable, it's about the sister from the first person. Like in the first book, it was about the one sister and a guy, and in the second book, Untouchable, is about the sister from the first main character in the first book. And overall, the story was cute. You have here Ruth, and she was a teacher, or like she specialized in kids nursing or stuff like that, and she lost her job doing one thing that she did in the first book, or before the first book, but I will not say it here because it's a spoiler. And then she meets this guy. He needs a nanny for his 2 kids, and she get the job, and then they fall in love with each other. And overall, I think the story was cute, but like the potential issue that they have, I think Tali Hibbert could describe the issue more, that they have, go into more depth of it. And also for the fact that she was the nanny of the kids, you will not see any interactions, or I think only 1 or 2 interactions with the kids in the story. And this was a little bit sad for me, but overall the story was cute. I give it 3 stars. I will definitely read the rest of the series. I also have the rest of the series here. I overall love Tali Hibbert's work, so this is my first 3 star that I have from her. So I think it's okay. I can also have a 3 star from my favorite author, and Tali Hibbert is definitely my favorite author at the moment. I just love it. Then the next tweet that I have was, I have finally a copy of it here. Wait, it was The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This was the first book in the Percy Jackson series. I read this thing in one sitting. It's about Percy. He got to the Half-Blood camp because he is a half-blood. And overall, I enjoyed the story. It was cute. I guessed like the traitor of the story, I guess really early. Like he got to this oracle. Is this how they call it in English? I don't know. And she's like, no one betrays you. And I'm like, I think it's this dude. And then it was this dude. And I was like, okay. So I think I will definitely give this a 5 stars when I read this as in a middle grade. But I think the story was overall cute. I am so excited to read the rest of the series. I can't wait. But yeah, this was a 3 stars for me. The next 3 stars was Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. And in this story you follow in the story April and Marcus. And Marcus and April know each other from writing fan fictions about the one TV series that Marcus plays in. But April doesn't know that Marcus is the person that she's talking to, who writes the fan fictions that she really likes. And it's really confusing, but it's actually not. But I hope you get what I mean. So Marcus plays in the TV series. He writes fan fictions about his character that he plays because he read also books. And the TV series is not the best book to movie adaptation that exists in the world. Like, we all know the pain of adaptations. And April writes fanfictions too about like his character that he plays, and a one character also. And then she posts a picture about her cosplaying the character, and she's plus size, and people are ranting about her on the internet, and Marcus sees this, and he doesn't know at this point that she is the girl that he's talking to all the years. So he asks her out on a date because he's like, I love your cosplay, I think you're stunning, let's go on a date. And the first date he recognized, oh my god, she is the girl that I'm talking to like all the years. And overall the story was also really cute. I enjoyed my time with it. The only thing that I didn't like in the story, which was ending up giving this 3 stars, is that overall the issue that they're talking about, that he is famous, but you don't see like actually problems going on with it. Like, okay, they have their issues also with like the fanfictions and the secret that he keeps from her, that he's also writing fanfictions, because she doesn't notice. But I think I missed the part of that he's famous, because you don't recognize it in the book, because there was no scenes with it where it actually I don't know, makes them uncomfortable that they are seen in public. Like, yes, in the beginning, of course, when they have their first 2 dates, because people are like, oh my god, they were actually going on a date. So I miss this. And also the end was so cheesy. This was so uncomfortable for me, like the end. But this was just a me problem, so I give this 3 stars. Then I read This Woven Kingdom. I also give this 3 stars by Terry Murphy. I think this story had so much potential, but it felt so long. Like, the beginning was so long. When you get actually to the point and what sense on the synopsis, you were already halfway to the book when the action really starts, and you have so much explanation but also nothing really. Like, the whole world building was kind of odd, and then the end was so rushed. Like, the whole story was wrapped up in, I think, 3 chapters, which was too short in my opinion. Also the love story in it also was an insta love. I didn't see it like at all when they're talking about, oh, I like her so much. I'm like, why are you liking her like that? Because I didn't see it. Why are you doing this? Why? So this is why I'm giving up in 3 stars, but I still want to continue the series. I actually wanted to pre-order the next book in the series, but there are not any informations out yet. At least I didn't see anything, so this is why it's but I have this on my radar. The next book, I will definitely read this, because I think this work is definitely a lot better than the Shatter Me series that I read from her before. And I know the first book, Shatter Me, was trash, and the second one gets better, but actually it gets not better. So the next book is I Think I Love You by Ariane Desombray. Listen, I didn't know that this was a book about 2 teenager girls. I thought this was about adults. So this was my first disappointment. But this was a me problem. Like, I didn't educate myself before going into this book that this was a YA book. But okay, we have like the 2 female main characters, Sophie and Emma. They're both annoying as fuck, but I think the reasons why they're so annoying and angsty is like, I understand it. I think I would not be any better if I was in that position, especially like Sophia goes to like her parents divorced. She was 1 year away in Paris, comes back and everything changed, and she tries to fit again in the friend group that she was in. And also Emma, she's really passionate. She wants to fall in love, and no one really likes her. And also like she wants to come out to her parents because I think she was bisexual. At least she was bisexual. I don't know anymore what she was actually, but she didn't came out yet and wants to figure out how this goes. And then she didn't like Sophia in the beginning, and then she comes back and wants to take over like the movie direction that they have. And so there's a lot going on between Emma and Sophia, and the friends and friends group were so fucking annoying. Like, they make everything that happened in the book was what worse. Like, they made it even worse than that because they interrupt in this story. So it was not good. Overall, in the end, I enjoyed the story. It was cute. I can definitely recommend this book to younger readers who wants to read more YA, romance, LGBTQI+ books. It's cute. I can definitely recommend this to you. But keep in mind that the characters are annoying. They're like angsty teenagers. Then I got another arc. This was The Possession of Mr. Cave. I ended up giving this 3 stars because I couldn't decide if I want to give this 1 or 5 stars. So I ended up in the middle, like, this sounds okay. In The Possession of Mr. Cave, it's about Mr. Cave, who has 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl, and the boy dies in the beginning of the book. There are a lot of trigger warnings, by the way, for the book. Check this out, because this was insane, this book. And you follow now the story how he wants to protect his daughter from any evil in the world, and with that protection he goes too far. Like, he is too overprotective. He is obsessed with the safety of his daughter, that it gets to the point where it's not okay anymore, and it's like really creepy and stalking and really heavy shit. And overall, the writing style was kind of different to the story. When you get to the end of the book, you will notice why it was like that, but I'm not talking about this here because this will be a huge spoiler. And overall, I'm kind of mad at the German translation of the title, because they changed the title from The Possession of Mr. Cave to The Caring Mr. Cave. And Germany, I think we need to talk about this, that possession is not caring. But overall, I think this story was okay. I don't know if I would recommend this book to anyone. My next 3 stars was Anxious People by Frederick Beckman. My fault was in the story that I didn't know what's going on, but this was my problem. But besides the fact that I didn't know the synopsis of the book and was going to totally blind into the story, it was also, I don't know, kind of different. So we follow the story in the beginning of a bank robber trying to rob a bank that is electronical, like they don't have any cash money anymore there, and he wants to try to rob it, and the police trying to figure out, okay, who is the robber, who helped him to escape. And you follow now the story of the policeman trying to figure out who the bank robber is, and then also like the after the bank rob, by the way, the bank robber hold few people hostage in like in an apartment building, and the apartment building people they're witness in the story, and they trying to figure out, okay, who is it, who helped the bank robber to escape. And you follow now the story of each hostage person in the story. And yeah, it was okay. Besides the fact that I didn't know what's going on in the story for the first 50 pages of the book, it was okay in my opinion. I didn't like the persons in the story, like all the persons. At least Sarah was a really horrible person. But what I liked in the end is to get know how all the connections between each character was. Like, every character has a connection to the other one, which was very interesting. And also the end was there was a good plot in it, so I ended up giving this 3 stars. It was okay. It was not my favorite one. Okay, I'm done with my 3 stars. Let's move on to my 4 stars. My first 4 star in the month was From Look of It Love by Mariana Zapata. I didn't expect that being a 4 star for me, but it was. So you follow in From Look of It Love, you follow Jasmine, who is an ice figure skater, and she was not really successful in the last couple of years, like not at all. and she hates like the man in the story, like the main characters as enemies to lovers, and she hates him, like Lukov. Ivan is his name, and Ivan asked Jasmine to be his partner for the next season for 1 year, and she accepted because like after if she doesn't accept this offer, her career will be end here. And so she decided to head him out, and I really, the first part of the story I didn't enjoy because like I didn't like the enemies to lovers part. I didn't get it really, and also they always talk about Jasmine's body in a gross way, like saying that she is too thick and that she they make a huge amount of jokes on Jasmine's body, also not only in her teenage years but also now, at least they keep saying no, we don't make any jokes about you, but they keep making jokes about her, and this was not my type. But in the end, like, the love story was so cute. I screamed from the top of my lungs. I heard the audiobook of it in one sitting. I listened to this was a 40-hour audiobook. I listened to this for the full day in one sitting. I listened to this. I just loved, in the end, the relationship between Ivan and Jasmine, and also the epilogue. It was so cute. It was so cute in the end. But to get to the part where it starts to be cute was really long. So then the next foster book was Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Overall I really enjoyed my time with it. This was his first novel that ever came out. So I think for a first release ever, it was really good book. Like, I read books definitely worse than that for the release book. I really like the political stuff in it, also like to see multiple perspectives in the story from a political standpoint, and also like this really religious point of one person. I really liked it, and also the female character in the story, I just love her. Like, Serene was this really powerful, strong woman who knows what she wants. This was a really like different from reading a hormone about female characters who can do anything without the help of any man. Like, the feminist in me screams from the top of my lungs, from her lungs. I just hate it here. But this was really cute. I also liked the romance parts in Elantris. I know many people didn't like it. I like it personally, so it was a 4 stars for me. I can definitely recommend this for you, especially when you're like the beginning of Brandon Sanderson's work. I think Elantris is a good start because it's a standalone. I mean, for now it's still a standalone. It will get to a series, but keep that in mind. At the moment it's still a standalone, so I think it's a good start to read Brandon Sanderson books. I liked House of Sky and Breath, okay? I like it. So I finished House of Sky and Breath. This was really a rush time by Sarah J. Maas. This was for Lucy's book club pick. This was for February. I read it in March. I finished this 2 hours before the live show started. I was really in a big rush. I still have my host-up vlog footage. It's 2 hours long. I still haven't edited it yet. So do you still want to see it? But I really enjoyed my time with Bryson Hunt. I think the importance part, I will not go into detail what's going on in the second book because this will be a spoiler. But I think the most important thing that you need to know for House and Skybird, if you're not liking Bryson Hunt as persons, you will not like this book. Because I was here for every single second. Like, they could step on me and I would still enjoy my time with them. I just love them, like every single second with them. I enjoyed my time with them and my heart beats for them. I could die for them. Okay, I'm like a little bit extra. But I enjoyed my time. I really enjoyed my time. I just love it. Also, it was definitely a bridge book. It was definitely too long. but I enjoy every single page of it. Like all the details, I annotate the shit out of the book. Every detail in it, I think so much things can be important for the next part. And I also think that the main plot of the story, what's going on in the book, like the searching part, if you read the book you will get, you know what I mean. I think it's still important. I think it's important in the next book. I think this was not useless, but at least I hope to. If the next book is out and I'm rewatching this video, I will change my rating if it's not important in the next book. But we know Sarah Janet. Everything that she writes in her books is important for one book later in their life. And I enjoyed, I can't wait. My favorite character was definitely in the book Bryson Hunt. Then there's Rune. I also enjoyed his part, also the relationship between Bryce and Rune was built up in the story. I enjoyed it so much. I didn't care for Rune's relationship at all. I don't know, it grossed me out. This is how you know that I'm liking this book, because this grossed me out and Bryson Hunt not. So yeah, I enjoyed my time. I can definitely recommend this to you, and if you don't like it, don't write this to me because I will cry. So the next book that I rated 4 stars was Jade Legacy. This was the last book in the Greenbond Saga trilogy. I enjoyed my time definitely with it. It was so much better than the second book, Jade War. I mean, there were less pregnancies in Jade Legacy than in Jade War. So it was easily a 4 star for me. But I think overall the whole story was wrapped up good. There were a few points in it that I still missed, like I want to still see more action with Shay, like her being maybe a strong female character. Like they always say she's a strong female character, but I want to see it too. Like I didn't see it in the end. And also I was a little bit disappointed in the end, like with the whole story wrapped up. I was like, okay, it was still good, but I expected more of the story. And also the sad parts in the book didn't really get to me, because I think to cry at the end for a sad part that happens in the book, you also need to like the character. And I didn't like this character from the start of Shade City, so I didn't care at all. At the end, I was like, yeah, you deserve that. I'm sorry. And then I read A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This book was so cute. This was I think the March Illumicrate book. Yeah, I think February was the This Woven Kingdom, and March was here A River Enchanted. In my vlog I unpacked this and I love it. Oh shit. I love about the description of the book, but it was actually really cute. So I body read this. You get multiple perspectives in the story. You have like also so much romance in it. It was so cute. I cared a lot for the romance of each character. Like I didn't really care for the fantasy plot, but for the or the mystery plot. But it was so well done. Also the mystery plot. I just love it. It's really cute. You can definitely read this. It's about a bard. There's some girls going missing in the book, and with the help of the music of the bard, they're trying to figure out where the girls are missing. And you have like the bard Jack and Adira, who is the heroes of the East, and then they have the enemies to lover story, and you're trying to figure out where the girls are gone. And you have also the mother and the father of one girl that's going missing, and it's just cute. You can I will definitely recommend this book to everyone who loves like this whimsical fantasy, romance vibes. This was just overall cute, and I really wanted to pre-order the next book in the series, but I'm waiting for maybe Illumicrate to do the second book also as Illumicrate edition, so I will get it. But yeah, I wanted to pre-order this. Then I read also These Witches Don't Burn. This book by Isabel Sterling. I get this a little bit wrong, but this description of what's going on in the book. But it's definitely about Hannah. She's a witch and she knows that she's a witch and she's not useless like other witches that I talked about in this video. And she, there's something mystery going on, like weird things happen in the town. She lives in Salem and she's trying to figure out what's going on together. Not really together, but she's trying to work with her ex-girlfriend. Her ex-girlfriend, by the way, is like really creepy, fucked up. And there's also a new love interest in the story, and her best friend is also involved, but her best friend is not a witch, so she doesn't know that Hannah is a witch. And overall, the story was so cute. Yeah, this book was so good. Like the fantasy part, the magical part of it was so good explained. Like it felt well done. You get to know that Hannah, okay, she's still learning, but she can do stuff without any help of other people. And you have also like the angsty teenager moments, because it's about 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds who are like going to a heartbreak, and then the sad parts in the book. I will give this in the end 5 stars, but there's some mistake in the book. Like in the end there's something medical happens, and I work in a station like that and I know how things work on there, so I read the mistake and was like, this is not how this works. And so this is why I ended up giving this 4 stars, but if this was not in there, I would easily give this 5 stars. I can definitely recommend this to you. This is amazing. I want to order the next book in the series. And so I think this was all the 4 stars. Yeah, and let's get to my final book, which is my 5 star. And this was Midnight Chronicles by Laura Kneidl. This is the 4th book in the series. This is a German book, so it's only out in German. I'm sorry for that, but I still want to talk about this here because it was amazing. This was a second chance romance. I cried. I didn't cry, but I had tears in my eyes, and it was so good. Like my heart was shattered into pieces. I could cry, but I couldn't because I had no energy left to really cry. And it was so good, so beautiful. I can't wait for the rest of the series. Next book is out in May. I can't wait for that. But yeah, this was my March. I read a lot of books. I hope you don't all hate me now. I swear to you, I can also talk good about books. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will link every book that I read in the description down below. If you liked what I said, please give this video a like and maybe follow me. If not, I was happy to have you here, and I'm sad that you're now gone. That was it. Bye.